everyone, I'm Jody and welcome to my channel. And believe it or not, welcome to August. Where has the time gone? They say the older you get, the faster time goes, and wow, I must be really old because time is flying by. As I was putting this video together for the July favorites, that song by that Mary Poppins song, just a few of my favorite things. I won't sing it because I don't want any copyright issues, but that song has been stuck in my head all day, so I'm hoping, well, I hope I didn't just stick that song in your head for all day, but I also hope that after I do this video, I can put on a different song and that will escape me. Not that I don't love Disney and Mary Poppins, but that a few of my favorite things it's just gotta go. It's been there, it's occupied enough space in my brain for enough time, it's gotta go. And before we jump into all of the fun new products that I want to bring to you guys that I've loved during the month of July, I want to say welcome and thank you to my newest subscribers. We're so glad you're here. We look forward to participating in comments and sharing your thoughts just so that we continue to build a community of women over 40 who are busy and ambitious, just trying to keep it all together, learn from one another. So thank you so much for being here. We are glad that you've joined us. And along those lines, I think we're ready to jump in and share some of my favorite products. If you guys have watched my monthly favorites before, then you know that these are products that have to pass 3 criteria. They're not just products that I use, because I use a lot of new things each month, and I don't bring them all to you because it's just, some of it is just, well, I don't want to say garbage or junk, but some of it is fill in the blanks. These are products that I've sorted through that have to meet the 3 criteria. One is that I will purchase them in multiples so that I am never without, so I'll buy them in 2 or more. 2 is that I will refer this product to family, sisters, sister-in-laws, mother-in-laws, moms, friends, and of course all of you guys. And then 3, is it a good value for the price? And if it meets all of that criteria, then it makes the monthly favorite list. I do sometimes come across products that are a fail, and I don't think there are any here, because just because a product, it has to fail pretty miserably, like kind of in that junk category I mentioned a second ago, before it would hit this, because I don't want to say something negative about someone's business. But if it's a product that was just complete garbage and it would irritate everyone's skin, or if it didn't do anything that it said it was going to do, I would bring that to you. But if it's something that just didn't work for me, I don't want to say something negative, because that's someone's business. It's somebody's, everything. And if it's good for other people, then I don't want to be the one that has a negative comment about it, because that's not fair. So that's where we're at. And I usually hold to 5, but 5 isn't enough anymore. This video has, over the months, gotten a little bit longer, and these are products that I'm excited about. So let's jump in. All right, first off is, if you have watched this channel before from the beginning, which has been over a year now, I cannot believe I've been on YouTube for over a year and have like 125 videos. In fact, I have a video coming up for you guys, the things that I've learned my first year. And if you've watched this channel before, you know that I quit my corporate job. I was an executive in a large global firm for many years, and decided to leave that and go into something I was far more passionate about. And I've learned so much this first year on YouTube. So I am putting together a video for you guys of all the stuff that I've learned, things that I would have done differently, mistakes that I've made in this first year of non-corporate but total YouTube career. And so yeah, I'm putting in the finishing touches on that, so watch for that in the next couple weeks. In fact, if you don't have your notifications turned on, that little bell, you'll want to hit that if you want to know when that video comes out. And like I said, it's getting close. And if you've watched me, you know that I love L'Oreal's 910 Shining Peach lipstick. I mean, to me, this is the iconic nude color for mature skin, because it's a shiny finish, not a matte finish, not a super high gloss finish. It's just the perfect finish. Nobody will come out and say that this has been discontinued, but if you look for it, it's very hard to find. So we've all been there. The writing is on the wall. We know how the story ends, and it's like killing off your favorite character in the first season. Yeah, I think that's where we're at. However, I have found what I think is a very good replacement. This is 135 L'Oreal, and it also has a semi-gloss satin finish. Now, it is not an exact dupe. This one's a little more on the peachy side, but this wears, it's what I have on today, it wears very nudie pink, but not as warm peachy, and I love it. And all of these products will be listed in the description box below if you're interested in them and just want a quick way to find them. I just love this. I just love this. I do have to say that it has a very soft ever so slight scent. It's like a lipsticky scent. It's a cosmetic type scent. It's not a rose jasmine flowery scent. And I'm not sure what I would even call that. I'm pretty sensitive to scents and smells, and the scent in this isn't strong enough to trigger a migraine for me. Pairing this lipstick will be really easy when you look at some of these new lip and cheek creamy formulas that Bobbi Brown have come out with. This is the powder pink. This is such a pretty color. It's a cream blush and or a lip. So you can either be really matchy and match the two together, or you can apply it with like this 135 by L'Oreal. Those are two really pretty colors. I have this blush on today. I set it over the Stila Kitten. As you guys know, I like to wear my highlighter first and then go over it with a little bit of cream blush just to set it. And that's the combination that I have on today. And I love it. I think it's just such a very smooth, creamy formula. I picked up a couple of these actually. The other one is in pale pink. It's a little bit brighter color, still really pretty. It's just if you have darker skin tones, that might be a better option if you really like a blush look. And again, I would just set that over a highlighter just so that you have that highlight sort of glow from within coming through. And these new Bobbi Brown cream blushes are nice. Again, you can use them on the lip and on the cheeks, which, you know me, I love a dual purpose. I did try the Laura Mercier creamy blushes and I didn't like the formula as well as I like these because these don't feel sticky to me at all. And as they dry down and melt into your skin, they don't tend to look blotchy. They're not sticky at all. So I just like this formula a little bit better. So if you're looking for a one step for summer where you can do your lips and your cheeks and be done with it, then you might want to check out these new Bobbi Brown lip and cheek palettes. Now this next product I don't believe has been out for a while. I do think it's new. I had not seen it before and I am always like a Hawkeye for a new eyeshadow palette. And this is the new Too Faced Natural Matte. You just feel like this palette is quality the minute you touch it. I love Too Faced eyeshadows. I think they wear well, they're very creamy, they blend nicely, and there's hardly any fallout. But what I love about this neutrals palette is it has a heart on it. So, I mean, right there, I love it. You know, when you pick up a palette and it just feels very flimsy and plastic and just not a good quality palette, this does not feel like that. It's got nice raised letter on the front. It's not flat. It's got a little bit of an angle to it. When you open it up, it's got this full, beautiful mirror. But most importantly, it has 9 mattes. 9 mattes. We're so thankful for that. 9 mattes. And I use this palette to create the look I have today. I just used a little shimmer from another palette just to go on the inner corner of my eye. Each of those shadows have delicate work inside of them, and you can't even tell that I use those today with the brush. Because that powder is so finely milled and pressed, that they're going to last and you don't ruin the design, and more importantly, you don't get a ton of fallout within the palette, much less fallout on your eyes, just because of how finely milled and pressed that powder, that eyeshadow is in this palette. These are such pretty colors. You can tell I use this one right above this, right underneath my brow bone. I've got this darker one right here, was a little bit of my transition color. These are perfect, I think, for summer. You've got these going into fall. You can go with it this way. So I don't know if I've missed this or if it's new, but I'm going through and cleaning out eyeshadow palettes, and this one will forever have a home. I will tell you that one of the reasons that I've enjoyed putting on my makeup lately is because of this Angie Hot and Flashy A504 brush. If you guys haven't used the BK brushes before, I have 2 of them in here today that I'm loving. A504 from the Angie Hot and Flashy BK brushes line is just the right size brush for that transition color. So if you're like me, I don't want the transition color too high. I don't want it too low on my lid. And as we age, our lids tend to get a little bit more saggy. And when you have too big of a brush, you're really not getting in the transition. You're getting above and below that transition, which makes that look you're trying to achieve that much harder because you put shadow where you didn't want to put shadow. So this is the perfect size brush for that transition side. I actually think I'm going to order another one because my transition is typically a little darker, but this is also the perfect size for just underneath your brow bone, which I like to just barely highlight that with a matte shadow just to have it stand out a little bit more, but I don't want it shiny at all. And if you feel like your brow bone is protruding, then you wouldn't want to necessarily do this step. And I use this color Sexpert, which because it matches my shirt so good today. This size brush is also perfect for that little tiny corner in the outer socket of your eye, which to me, being able to just dot that and then blend that color makes it so much easier and faster when I'm doing a makeup application. So I've loved this brush. You know, when they first came out, I tried to order some. They were hard to get because they were so high in demand, and they're available again. And if you did not pick any up and you're looking for some new brushes, then this is a good one, which leads me to, first let me blend out that color I just used. This is the BK206. We're not gonna turn this into a tutorial. I just don't wanna forget that I have those two little dark dots right there. Which can easily happen. All right, so while we were talking about brushes, two of my favorite brushes from facial brushes are the BK Beauty 106 and 107. This is the 106, and what I love about this is how soft this is. Because of the way this is shaped, it is the perfect powder bronzer brush. I like to use my bronzer just in like a figure 8, so starting up here, right at the hairline, a little bit into the cheekbones, not trying to contour, just trying to give a little bit of bronzer right along the jawline, back to the other side, and then figure 8 on this side. So you can do it either a 3 or a figure 8, whichever works best for you. And this is just the right size brush to get that bronzer on without spreading it farther and out of the area of where you really just kind of want to bronze. Along with this BK Beauty brush, the other one that I've loved is the 107. It's a little bigger than the 106. So I like using this 107 for a powder blush. If you put the blush just on the edge and then ever so lightly just go a little bit on this outer corner of your eye, right at the high point of your cheekbone, it just blends that blush so nicely. Now you can also put your highlighter on first with one side of this brush and then put your powder blush on the other side. I think I've got the Stila here. Here's the Stila Kitten. You can just put your highlighter on that side and apply that. Apply just a little powder blush with the other side. You can almost see how split that is right down the center. And put that right over it. And you have a really pretty blush look. And then I just go back in with my bronzer brush, that 106, and just blend that out so that it all looks very melted and blended together. I've really enjoyed those BK Beauty brushes. I've been a Sigma girl for years, and I have to say that between BK brushes and Morphe brushes, I'm feeling pretty good about my brush game lately. My next product is a recent find for me, and thank goodness for being at the Nordstrom anniversary sale and just looking at new products. This was not in the sale, but one of the representatives said, hey, have you tried this yet? And I had not. This is the Signature Glow by TULA, and it is a face mist that brightens and refreshes your face and your makeup. If you've seen those sprays that sort of help keep your makeup looking fresh throughout the day, that is what this is. Along with refreshing your makeup throughout the day, if you keep this somewhere cold, it also just freshens you up throughout the day because it's cooler and you're spraying it, but it adds a little bit of glow without adding glitter. The other thing that I love about this is it helps protect your skin from blue light. Now, if you're sitting in front of a computer like me a lot throughout the day, and you're on Zoom calls, for example, we're learning more about the impact of blue light on our skin. And so when I read that this helps protect your skin from that blue light that comes from your computer, and we're always on our computers nowadays, hopefully not, it's summer, hope we're out doing stuff, but if you have to be for work, then let's protect our skin, and that's where this comes in. It has superfoods in it, it has probiotics in it, it is free of everything you'd want it to be free of: parabens, sulfates, minerals and petroleum, formaldehyde releasing preservatives, retinol, dairy, gluten, silicone. I mean, and they're cruelty free. It wasn't until this summer that I started thinking about just adding just a little bit of spritzer throughout the day on my makeup look. And you guys, this one's been, I loved this because you know that Tide commercial where when you wash something in Tide, it shows that the colors got more vibrant? That's what I feel like this does with my makeup. After you put on your makeup, you're in front of lights or the computer or whatever, just, you know, life, you just feel like your makeup, the colors tend to get more dull, I think is the best way to explain that. Does that make sense? This, I just feel like it freshens me up, freshens my look up, and I keep mine in the refrigerator, so it's just so nice to grab it in these hot days and just kind of spritz and refresh your makeup look. So I've really enjoyed this. Now this next one is a fun one and you guys will probably laugh at me. However, just a thing I do that I enjoy doing is I love to look for new ways, new products to keep your teeth white, bright, your nice fresh breath. And there's a powder that I love to use that I think I've talked about before. It's sort of like a baking soda, but it helps brighten and adds, you know, a minty flavor to your breath and everything. Anyway, I'm gonna stay on task today. My husband is not a fan of that powder. In fact, he's not a fan of anything outside of Crest. He'll go within the Crest family. There's a few in there he'll play with. That's about as adventurous as he will get when it comes to his toothpaste. However, I'll try it. I'm happy to try it. I love trying new toothpaste stuff. It's Hello Anti-Plaque and Whitening Toothpaste Tablets. And I found this going through a herbal grocery store. And the way this works, first of all, it comes in a little tin. I love the idea of that because I could just throw it in my purse. I'm that person that likes to brush my teeth throughout the day if I've eaten something. And carrying a big tube of toothpaste is not always, we don't always have the right size purse for that. So these, if you can't fit this whole thing in your purse, you can put a few in a little Ziploc baggie or a little pill jar if you carry one of those, and you're good to go. The way these work is they're just little tablets, and you put one in your mouth and you chew it until it becomes sort of pasty. Now I know what you're thinking. You're thinking that sounds disgusting, especially first thing in the morning. However, it's not that bad. It says to chew it in the front of your mouth until it gets pasty. That was just too hard for me. I just stuck it in my back teeth, chewed it till it got a little pasty, and then I added a wet toothbrush and brushed my teeth. And when I tell you that your teeth feel very clean, and I love the way my breath smelled, that sounds so gross. And I love the way my breath smelled when it was over. I mean, you know, we all do the cup thing, right? So yes, I have loved these, and I would recommend them if you're like me and you want to kind of try a new tooth whitening, but very effective from a dental perspective toothpaste. Then, I mean, I just thought these were really fun. Two things that I love in the summer is an iced coffee. Well, let's be real, an iced coffee with a lot of creamer in it, and a nice body scrub so I can get rid of that dead, dry skin, especially as I'm out in the sun more with a lot of sunscreen. So when I saw this coffee scrub, I'm like, oh, perfect. Let's do it, because the shape of coffee grounds alone is a really good exfoliator. And when you add those coffee grounds with dead sea salt, organic almond seed oil, organic grapeseed oil, arnica seed oil, organic shea butter, and organic coconut extract, that is just a whole lot of goodness in this very cute little jar. And when I tell you, it is the best smell of coffee. So you can just see from the oil in it. I mean, just imagine starting your day with a fresh cup of coffee, and then you jump in the shower and you can still smell that coffee, but getting rid of that dead skin throughout your entire body, rinsing it off, and then having all of those organic oils left behind to help nourish your skin throughout the day. If you don't have time to add oil or lotion after the shower when you're just trying to get everything else ready, then this can help with that 2-in-1. And it's not a big, huge jar, which I love too, because you know, if these sit in the shower, the bigger the jar, there's just more time for water to get into it. And when you get to the bottom half of those jars, they're just not the same. They've got water mixed with the oil. So I like a smaller one with a tight lid so that if I do choose to leave it in the shower, I don't feel like I'm gonna ruin the bottom part of it. And if you don't like the smell of that fresh brewed coffee in the morning, then this would not be a good option for you, because it definitely has that nice coffee smell. And this is by Majestic Pure Cosmeceuticals, called Coffee Scrub. Love this. I've loved this stuff. I've been using this a lot lately. I don't think I even need to use it as much as I have been using it. I just love the smell so much. And last but not least was a mistake, actually, but I think it turned out to be a good mistake. So I ordered the Moroccan Oil body oil, and by mistake, I ordered this shimmering body oil. And when it first arrived and I opened it, I just had these visions of Oompa Loompa from Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory and thought that's just not a look I'm going for, so we're gonna send it back. But then I thought, you know what, Jody, just try it. There's probably some, I mean, clearly they make this for a reason. Someone's buying it. It probably works just fine. Let's just see how it works and do we like it. First, it smells like Moroccan oils, argan oil for your hair. So if you like that smell as much as I do, that's what this scent is, but not a heavy scent, not too strong. It's perfect. And it doesn't look this color on the skin. I think that's really important to say. It comes out a little bit orange on your hand. And if you had really light skin, I don't think it would look orange on your skin. If you had darker skin, I think it would be beautiful because it's just gonna add a little bit of that glow. Now, I like to use this after I've gotten out of the shower, if I've done a good body scrub and my skin just needs a little bit extra glow, especially out in summer, and I just want it to look healthy and not shimmery or glitter. That to me was the thing I was really most concerned about with this. And if you look at it, there's no shimmer at all to it. It just leaves your skin with that nice glow from within without feeling slippery. So I decided not to send this back and just keep this instead of the one that I had intended to order. So if you just need your skin to look more hydrated and that extra youthful glow of healthy, nourished skin, then I think you'd be pretty impressed with the way this works and how it works without freaking yourself out because of this orangeness of the color. I hope these were helpful to you guys. I had fun exploring some new products this summer, whether I was exploring it in the heat, in the AC, in the sun, out in the water, sweat-proof, all of it. So these have been pretty impressive. I'm really liking these lip and cheek creams from Bobbi Brown. So those are new, and I think there's 4 or 5 colors total. So you might want to check those out if you're looking for some new, you know, one-step process lips and cheeks done. You might like those. I hope you enjoy these monthly videos as much as I enjoy putting them together for you. And if any of these products will solve problems for any of your friends, feel free to share it with them so that they can problem solve and keep enjoying their summer as well. All right, that does it for me, you guys. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.